Hey everyone, this is episode 6 of Games You Don't Play, and I'm Samtron. Have you ever wondered what it might be like to be a mosquito? No? Well, me either. But maybe you've heard the expression, to be a fly on the wall. The game I'm going to be telling you guys about this time, Mr. Mosquito, plays something like that. I would imagine life as a mosquito to be terrifying and short. But fortunately for the player, this game is not entirely realistic. Rather, this game simulates what it might be like to be a human trapped inside of a mosquito's body. Mosquitoes don't have a rational decision-making brain, and only behave on instinct. Only the female mosquito seeks out blood to provide her with the nutrients to lay eggs. This game will tell you that you only suck blood to survive, but this is false because mosquitoes eat nectar for food, not blood. However, this is just a game, and not a very realistic one, so I can forgive this misinformation. Mr. Mosquito is an offbeat game that might have remained Japan only if not for Eidos-owned Fresh Games. I'm not sure why Fresh never released more than 4 games, but it really is a shame. At least the sequel would have been nice. Thank goodness for Atlas. Mr. Mosquito gives you the chance to experience a certain level of voyeurism. Remember earlier when I mentioned the expression, to be a fly on the wall? This is exactly what I meant. The player is presented with the chance to watch the target from afar, performing their mundane daily tasks while they have no idea they are being watched. Of course, when a peeping Tom is caught, the reaction usually isn't positive. However, the real reason your presence isn't welcome, and the real reason you're there is not because you're going to get a peek at something, although you might, but it's to suck blood. And the person will do anything to destroy those plans.
I've had enough!
This game definitely makes you feel small. To look at the world from an insect's point of view is very different and seems intimidating. This is one thing I feel the game developers portrayed very well. Humans are towering above you, thousands of times bigger than you. They are very threatening, especially when you get too close. This game definitely has an interesting style of gameplay. While from afar, it may look boring or even lame, but it really isn't. Stages have their own time limit for sucking the right amount of blood as well as tiny hearts and EX tanks to collect. Sometimes, if you explore the stages enough, you might find mini challenges.
That's right.
Sucking blood can be challenging at times, depending on where the target is located. The blood-sucking mechanic is sometimes annoying. Its reminiscent twirling thumbstick is familiar, a la Mario Party. A gauge in the lower left-hand corner measures how much blood has been sucked, and how aware the human is of the mosquito. Again, timing is everything, and sometimes the game wants you to suck blood really fast, and sometimes painfully slow. If you leave the safety zone, the person becomes aware of you, and a battle will begin. Don't get caught in the wrong place, or it could be fatal. The attacks are predictable but strong, so be careful. Each character calls out their attacks, and it can be quite hilarious. I can't imagine fighting a bug that way. Conveniently located on the absolute worst spot on the body is the relax point, which if hit, will stop the battle. With all of the moving, it can be pretty difficult to reach. The battles with humans are an essential part to the game as you progress, and it will become unavoidable. The controls of the game are loose and awkward at times. Aiming yourself in proportion to the other targets is misleading and sometimes frustrating. Turning, dodging, and even general flying is clunky and difficult. The camera has 3 settings: close, medium, and far, from a third-person perspective. Even so, seeing where you need to go can be difficult. You may find yourself flying into the wall or other things in the way. I'm not saying the controls are absolutely terrible, because they really aren't that bad. It's just not the greatest ever, and could have been done a lot better. I haven't played the sequel, but I can only hope that it's something they improved on. If you're a completist, getting 100% may be more time-consuming than it's worth. Collecting all hearts, completing all of the challenges, getting all of the colors, and finding and filling all of the EX tanks can be tedious. Way too tedious for my taste. One part I especially like about the game is the graphics. There's a major contrast between the design of the Mosquito and the rest of the game, which is somewhat inconsistent yet charming for some reason. The visuals definitely are not that bad for release, which was originally 2001. Every corner of every stage is detailed and well designed. Characters are very appealing to the eyes. Oh yeah, and you can change the color of the Mosquito. Whoever did the voice acting for this game did a horrific job. This is definitely not the game's best feature. Mrs. Yamada, the mom, sounds almost British in her fake Japanese accent. And the daughter sounds like a total ditz. The dad is the only one that's somewhat believable, and even that's a stretch. The conversations between stages is almost intolerable, and you might find yourself skipping over them. Overall, Mr. Mosquito is a pretty good game, and I liked it a lot. It was definitely worth the $6 I paid for from the GameStop bargain bin. So, if you've liked what you've seen so far in this video, you should definitely pick it up when you see it. It's worth having in your collection, and you really can't beat the price.